Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the channel. You are here. It is RTP Boozing Wrestle Chat Podcast. Finally, we are coming to you after today is going to be the second time that we are recording this. My name is Joe, aka the Eclectic Nerd. Um, I have with me my wonderful friend and my co-host, whislerj. What's up, Whis?
How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Finally here, and we've been trying to do this for actually 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, and every time it's been canceled because one thing was unexpected circumstances, and then we had some technical difficulties, and we just
We had some
weren't prepared
sickness.
sometimes.
Yeah,
But now
yeah.
we're fully prepared and ready to go. So what we're going to be talking, hopefully, you guys, you know, are interested in it and follow us throughout the. We're probably going to be doing this for years to come, as long as we can, and we're going to be adding stuff to it. Like we're coming up with new ideas already on what we're going to add to it. So one thing we're going to be talking about wrestling news, so the news that we find worthy of talking about at least, because there's some news out there that just I don't feel like it's not interesting. And we're going to be talking about the results of every show we watch, like WWE, NJPW, NWA, AEW, and some like other wrestling promotions that a lot of people probably never heard of. And we're going to be doing each of us, myself and Eclectic Nerd, we're going to be talking about superstar of the week. We're going to be picking a superstar that we want to highlight every week. And also, we're going to be doing this day in history, which we might do one each starting next week. This week's only one, but next week it might be one each. So, anything you also want to add to that, Eclectic?
No, no, no. You pretty much covered it all, man.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started then on the first wrestling, which goes back a little bit, like a little bit prior week because we've been doing notes for a couple weeks now. But some of these they got spoiled right away, but they were noteworthy. So the one thing is, which we know for a fact now, Ronda Rousey will be facing Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, and for her title. And when I wrote this note, WWE already ruined it before she even announced it because they have her advertised for every SmackDown leading up to WrestleMania. And Ronda Rousey has signed through to next year's WrestleMania. What's your thoughts on
I wish it was somebody else other than Charlotte. I knew it was gonna be either one of the two, either Becky or Charlotte. I really would have liked to see somebody new, anybody new. I'm just tired of seeing the same old people. Bianca
it?
Belair, like something could be done other than the same old stuff, the same old rehashes of the same old matches all the time.
Well, this is WWE you're talking about. They decided to hire um, Impact's old producers. So,
I mean, Impact's producers were the rejects of the WWE anyway. I mean, so everybody that
yeah,
went
but they
over
got
to Impact were all the old writers from old '80s, early '90s WWE.
yeah. And now the Impact they got now is actually better. Like I'd rather watch Impact than I would want to watch Raw. I mean, I watch them both, but obviously because I'm just a wrestling fan. I've been watching wrestling since the day I've been born. So
Yeah,
as my family, everybody in my family history, grandfather, great grandfather, all love wrestling. So you know, I was born into watching it, and I'm just obsessed with wrestling. I'm the wrestling nerd.
I've
But and then this one, which is already canceled, Shane McMahon was scheduled for Chamber and WrestleMania working as a heel, But as we know now, Vince McMahon himself has fired Shane, and there's been talks of Shane going to AEW, which might be this week, which I doubt it, but that'd be pretty cool. What's your thoughts on that?
That would be my boyhood dream come true. For Shane O'Mac to show up on the rival promotion just like he did in the '90s, I would love it to be a work.
It'd be better if it wasn't a work.
What's that?
It'd be better if it wasn't a work. Like, it'd be awesome if he actually just went there and was like, "Fuck you, Vince," like, because that'd be awesome. Like, dude, that'd be the biggest shit in the face, like, from Tony Khan to Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're you're absolutely right. Back in the '90s, like we all know it was all fake, but
Yeah.
we really believed, like I know I did. I really believed that it was like the son rebelling against the father.
Yeah. I miss the '90s back when you didn't have spoilers on the internet, um, and you didn't find out, oh, this guy's going to debut. Like when CM Punk debuted in AEW, it wasn't a surprise because everybody knew.
Yeah, I mean,
And
you can't do anything
I
in
mean,
the you can't do anything in the wrestling business, with all the dirt sheets and all the people writing up, with their news. I mean, you can't make a move. Like you can't do anything. They're gonna know. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean, you can't hide things anymore. Like back in the '80s and '90s, like those guys walked around in character 100% of the time. You know, because they had to live like that character. So, just to hide it.
exactly.
Now there's no hiding it, so nobody even bothers anymore.
Not one person does. MJF, he does not break character, and I mean, I think he almost broke character once. I forget when it was. I think it was in his hometown though, but he will not break character. He, uh, I saw this one thing on YouTube, like this kid was trying to talk to him or something. And MJF just looked at him. You there?
Yeah, man.
Okay. But yeah, MJF won't break character, and I think that's pretty awesome. I actually find it weird to see him as a babyface, honestly, because he's the best heel in the business. I mean, he's kind of a copycat Chris Jericho when Chris Jericho used to wear the scarves and stuff. But he does a good job at it. And then, so Matt Riddle was originally planning to be the winner of the Royal Rumble for Brock Lesnar. They decided Brock Lesnar was going to be the winner, which would ultimately lead to Matt Riddle versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania.
So I would love to see Matt Riddle in the main event.
Yeah,
I, I mean, I think he's so talented. The gimmick. I
hilarious.
mean, I love the gimmick. Yeah, I mean, for him to be able to get Randy Orton of all people on his side, like, and then those two together, it's it's like the modern day rock and sock connection type thing, where like you wouldn't think these two would get along so great, but yet they do.
And don't forget about the calibrating of the scale. That had me laughing for a while when that happened. And so Ring of Honor is doing a Hall of Fame now, and the first inductees are the Briscoes, which I believe they will be doing an episode of that this week, which I have set to record on my DVR. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Uh, and now we weren't gonna do this till next week. We were gonna talk about this till next week, but now that we're a day late, Bryan Danielson is the second inductee into the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame.
Whis, man, you know that I love Hall of Fames. That's when WrestleMania comes around. That is by far my most cherished
Yeah,
part of WrestleMania. I could sit
yeah,
there and watch those guys tell their stories, for hours. Even Hulk Hogan long speeches where you're just like, all right, man, come on, it's time to end
or
it.
2 words.
Yeah, right,
Hey, brother.
right.
And so, but yeah, I'll definitely be tuning in. Ring of Honor, I actually just recently started watching before they decided to stop the, before they decided that they weren't going to be doing Ring of Honor for a while. They said they said they'll be back eventually, but I doubt it. But hopefully, I was actually enjoying them. Um, but they're in Impact now, so. But the rumor is if they ever do come back, they're not hiring anybody. They're just going to be having like night contracts or something like that. Like you might know what I'm talking about. Like they sign for one night just for that for a match, and then they
Yeah,
get paid for that one night.
right. Yeah, it's like the same thing. Like booking a table at like Comic Con. You pay that one fee. I'm here for that one, signing, and that's it.
Yeah. So then this one, I was actually really excited about Brian Kendrick, which we all know, you know, WWE didn't utilize him very good. Uh, Back in Impact Wrestling, you watch him back in his TNA days, he was doing really good in my opinion. But like he showed that he was a talented wrestler. But WWE granted his release, and he was supposed to debut on Dynamite that Wednesday. But and he was supposed to face off against Moxley, but they pulled him from the event, and yeah, he might not be in AEW at all now because of some comments he made 12 years ago. Which I don't. I hope Tony Khan looks past that because Brian Kendrick did take the public to apologize, and 12 years ago he's probably on drugs or something, and that's probably what made him say the things he did.
Yeah, I completely agree. I did not know until today, actually, because I was actually looking up a completely different wrestler and trying to find what a salacious thing he said and why his booking got canceled with A&W. And yeah, I was completely wrong about that, wasn't I, Wiz?
That's funny. I'm sitting there working. I do DoorDash, but yeah, he messaged me saying, "Why can't I find anything on this guy? I can't find it because that's not the guy." He gave me a good laugh.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
I thought it was John Morrison of Eminem,
yeah,
and I could not figure out why. I could not find out what he said because in fact he didn't say anything. And then I found out what was said, and I was like, oh, because I didn't think it was gonna be as bad. Like people say stupid shit all the time, and nowadays a lot of things could definitely be taken out of context. And I'm not defending anything he said, but when I did the research, I was like, oh no, you can't say that. Okay,
yeah. I don't think what he was said was right, but I just don't. He apologized for it already, and he said himself he didn't mean it. So
yeah,
I mean, you
and
know,
you're absolutely right. He was probably coked up and drunk when he was
yeah,
doing that. So
yeah, because like back then you could get away with it more than you could get away with it now, but um, if you publicly apologize about something, like obviously he grew up and it's been like 12 years, and you publicly apologize about something, and you admit, I do. They're not even my beliefs. Like, I believe it because Kendrick, in my opinion, like I've seen him do some work. Like he's a pretty cool guy, in my opinion. And
Yeah, I mean
WWE, like,
it's never. It really sucks to have something that you said, you know, take your entire livelihood, you know, especially for a person that's got, a wife and kids and stuff like that. You know,
yeah,
it sucks
and
that
so
that's,
more,
yeah, it sucks that that's the world that we live in.
yeah, too many people, you know, still wearing diapers. But
What do I know? I'm a boomer.
you know, back in like ECW days, WCW days, WWF days, you could do a lot. You could do a lot to get away with. Like, as I was watching this one episode of WCW, I forget which episode it was. They had the Hell's Angels on there.
Like
They
the
came out.
the real Hell's
They,
Angels, or like actors pretending to
yeah,
be Hell's Angels.
they were the real ones. They came out with Hulk Hogan.
Oh,
Yeah, and it was crazy. I was like, dang. I was looking at them like, dang, I can't believe they used to get away with that stuff, and now it's like, but it sucks for Kendrick because he left the WWE because he wanted to go there. So now he's out of a job completely. So he left the WWE.
I mean,
WWE wasn't doing much for him, but
is he just being benched for now until
no,
this tide's over, or they just
Tony Khan,
AEW just said, "Oh nope, we're not dealing with this."
what Tony Khan said, he's going to look more into it and then think about it. Which, I mean, from what we know of Tony Khan, like I think he will actually be like, all right, let's give him a chance. But I could be wrong. Like, he's been in the wrestling business now for about what 3 years, 2 years, something like that.
Hmm.
So, man, his mindset when he first started, uh, let me make this huge. He already made it huge. So maybe now his mindset's like, yeah, I can't take a risk on that guy. But as we know, he's still hiring people. He said publicly he's still hiring people. So I hope he decides to, make another show, not Rampage. That's just an hour, but like he needs to make another 2 hour show with another roster because he has enough rosters to like he has enough people to probably do two shows, like
Yeah,
main shows.
yeah. I mean, isn't 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 there such thing as like too much? I mean, do you really need you know three different shows, so 2 3 hours like long each, every week? Like, I don't know. I guess I kind of want to say it's like oversaturated. Like, the good thing about like the '90s, or when I was growing up in the '80s, like there was only you only got a couple wrestling shows, and like when you got them, it was like the biggest thing in the world. Now it's just like every day, like there's like six different companies that you got to look up, and like you subscribe to that Fight TV, and
I
you're always yeah. Tell me about this Fight TV and all the different wrestlings they got on there.
enjoy it, and they got. I'm still looking at. I'm still looking into more shows. Like I'm trying to find more wrestling to watch. I just want to watch wrestling all the time. So, like I watch a movie before I go to bed, but before I watch that movie, I'm just watching wrestling, like WCW stuff from the past. Like I watch that, still. But let's see. They got a thing called, which you guys, everybody that watches this on YouTube, you should check it out. Let me find it. But NWA, you already know about NWA. NWA is all there. I think they charge like $5.99 a month though to watch them, but you can watch it on YouTube for free. But ARW, Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling. I just caught wind of that for the past month, but this week was the first time I actually checked it out, and it's awesome. If you get the chance, take a look at it because it reminds me a lot of ECW. Like it's called ARW Extreme Takeover Thursday. I mean, I'll get on the results of that later. So I don't want to jump the gun and talk about something different. But then you got MLW, but that's also on YouTube. You got NJPW on there as well. I think they charge $8 a month for 4 episodes a month. So they got other stuff. They got OVW. They got stuff from like other countries on there. They also have like boxing and bare knuckle fighting too. So they got a variety of stuff.
So what is that? Is that like a pay-per-view site?
It's more like I guess you could say it's for the wrestling companies that don't get TV deals, and they put it on there. But I think like they make a good profit because to watch a certain amount, like I subscribe to Fight Network. It's not free. You gotta pay $6 a month, but you get 2 credits, which I think is $2 or something like that, pretty much. You get that back every month. So you really only pay like $3 or $4 a month for it. But they do have certain pay-per-views you can get on there. Like they got Impact pay-per-views, but I have Impact Plus, so I don't really need that. And I buy the pay-per-views on my TV. And they got some like GCW Game Changer Wrestling or whatever it's called. There's like a pay-per-view for that every week it seems. But I want to check it out. Like they got deals, they got bundles. Like I'm still new to messing around with Fight, which I mainly only did for this podcast. Anything wrestling I want to talk about. So if there's something that I don't know about, let me know so I can look it up.
All right, go ahead and make sure you leave them questions in the comments, and Wes will definitely get back to you. He is knowledgeable on all aspects. I'm just old school. um, I know everything old school. I know all the history and all that good stuff, but he knows all this young kid stuff. Again,
Yeah, you asked me, I look it up. Like one guy worth checking out, which I actually got word on him on TikTok. I was scrolling through TikTok and saw him on a TikTok league. He's a big guy, and the things he does, like I seen him do a moonsault to Hornswoggle. Luckily, Hornswoggle rolled out of the way. It was scripted, but luckily he rolled out of the way because he probably would have been dead. But his name's Sam Stackhouse or something like that. And
that's the guy that you sent me. The big dude that you sent me earlier.
Yeah. He's real talented, if you ask me. So.
Yeah, I've seen him around. That guy's a beast.
Yeah.
And I like big beasts, like fat guy wrestlers like me, like Kevin Owens and stuff. You know, he's getting all lean now, but before he was a big pudgy boy. You know,
WWE probably made him.
Back in the day, he was a big pudgy boy. So.
Yeah. So back on the news, Lesnar is facing for the WWE Championship or the Universal Championship, Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. But at Elimination Chamber, he's going to be in the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber. Most likely, I think Lesnar's going to win the Elimination Chamber, and then they're going to unify the titles at WrestleMania. That's my opinion. It's not a fact, but that's just me. Um,
Do you think
and
so? You don't
yeah,
think there's any more twists and turns going on here?
no, I mean, the most that will happen is somehow Austin Theory wins. Maybe Vince will rig it so Austin Theory wins or something. I don't know, because I don't know if you notice. I don't know if you watch Raw or not that much, but Austin Theory is Vince McMahon's golden boy right now.
Right, right.
Yeah. If he wins, I might have to stop watching wrestling. Well, WWE at least. It's WWE ain't wrestling, honestly. It's
Uh,
entertainment. It used to
it's
be wrestling, and now it's Disney.
yeah, it's about to be a lot more entertainment.
Yeah.
It's going to be Mickey Mouse versus Goofy, the fight of a lifetime.
Yeah, as you know, WWE signed their first contract with Disney over in Indonesia, uh, which obviously means that WWE is interested in working with Disney. And I think in the U.S., when the Peacock contract ends, they'll probably wind up going with Disney, which doesn't
Well,
bother me because I subscribe to Disney Plus. Because, I have a little girl, so she enjoys all that Disney stuff.
so
Now, I mean, I watch some stuff on there, like Simpsons, but
so what I'm thinking, Disney. I really think I really agree with what you said, but I also think that Disney will. They're a company that if they're gonna get something, they're gonna get it all.
yeah,
So with the you got the Peacock deal and then you got the Fox deal too.
yeah.
So Disney's gonna want the whole shebang, not just a part of it. I think
But speaking of the Fox deal, Nick Khan, that's his name, right? Nick Khan.
yeah.
He actually is executive of Fox. So not only is he the new president of WWE or whatever the hell his title is, it's not really important. He's ruling the product. I mean, to them it doesn't matter because they're making money. But because we ain't gonna stop watching them. Nobody's gonna stop watching. They're gonna keep watching. They're gonna keep giving them money because WWE is what we know. Right? I mean, AEW revived the wrestling world, but WWE is what everybody knows. Nobody's ever gonna abandon what they know.
Yeah. So also another thing that goes to the theory about WWE and Disney is um, crap. I just lost my train of thought.
And then now, Mickey Mouse wins the 2023 Royal Rumble.
Yeah, imagine. Well,
Which I,
I'll 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 get back to it. I lost my train of thought.
all right, well, let's go on to the next note.
Oh, no, never
Mustafa.
mind, never mind. I got it now. I got it. All right. So about the Disney, yeah. So to get to get the most for the for like the CEOs and all the like the big wigs, like the corporate people, what you do is when you're selling to somebody is you get that price, whatever it might be, and then you cut all costs and then still sell at that same price. And that's more money, and like that's something that like companies do. So WWE's like rash just like letting everybody go, just free for all, letting people out of contracts, canceling no compete clauses and everything just to cut costs. I think so. When they do so with a company like Disney, they'll be able to line their pockets a little bit thicker. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, speaking of that, speaking of contracts, like selling and stuff, I actually read something. It's probably not true, but I thought it was interesting. You know how Tony Khan said on Facebook and wherever he said it, the wrestling news, that it said that he said whoever he signed is walking through the forbidden door and slamming it shut. A lot of people actually, I don't know, I saw a comment on it that said, "What if Tony Khan bought somebody's contract, like a wrestler's contract, and like bought out the contract from WWE or something?" Like that would be awesome. I think it'd be crazy. I think it would be the first time that be done. And obviously, if that is the case, we know Vince wasn't behind.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine them. They would have to be really desperate to have a rival company, buy out somebody's contract. Like you got to be scraping rocks together.
Yeah, I mean, unless that was part of the deal that they were talking about, that was breaking news that they were working together, John Laurinaitis and Tony Khan, because WWE wants to use their former talent like Dean Ambrose, well, John Moxley, and stuff like that for documentaries that they make. They want to use. I think I saw something more entertainment. Now they have a reality show of Billy Gunn and his sons that are in AEW. Austin Gunn and Colt Gunn,
the,
Colton,
yeah, the ass boys.
which speaking of Billy Gunn, he recently filed for the trademark New Age Outlaws. So I have a feeling we're going to see Road Dogg hop in AEW eventually. So New Age Outlaws can do one more run. Which would be crazy because if you see the shape Road Dogg was in the last time, saw him on WWE TV, I don't think he's in the shape to be wrestling.
No, yeah.
But it'd be nice to see him though. Yeah. Billy Gunn, yeah, he's in shape, but Road Dogg, I don't think
No,
so.
no, no, no. It's nice to come back, wave to your fans, do a little pop, get a little bit of a crowd reaction, put
Yeah.
somebody over. Please, please, please don't do another run when you're, that old. Please.
I could see it happening. I could see it, and I could see X Pac joining them too, because X Pac is doing one more run right now. He got medically cleared to wrestle. He's doing another run over in that GCW company, and which goes to the Royal Rumble. Like they had two surprises: Bad Bunny, Shane McMahon. Why would you use Bad Bunny when you could use somebody like X Pac, or you could use Corey Graves, who was also recently medically cleared to wrestle again? So the fact that they used Bad Bunny instead of somebody that the crowd actually wanted to see in there, instead of using somebody to steal their fans, to bring their fans into the wrestling business. I mean, probably going to work both ways. Like the wrestling fans probably going to check out Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny's fans going to watch wrestling. But Bad Bunny, I'm not saying he's not a good wrestler because he did some amazing moves. But I'm just saying like they could have did more.
Yeah. Fortnite has brought on this trend in the world of just, crossovers. So, I mean, to have a giant mega corporation. Crap, I lost my train of thought again, man.
So basically, you're saying we could get Batman in WWE.
Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. So yeah, if that were to happen, all right. Yeah, so you got Bad Bunny. He's doing a crossover. I think he did one with Fortnite. He did one with The Simpsons on Disney Plus already.
Right?
So there's a tie there already.
Excuse me.
And not only was he in last Rumble, which when I went to go watch this Rumble. I watched last Rumble, and I was just like, "Oh, Bad Bunny, we're doing this again." And then and
They
then
gave,
I
they gave,
and then I messaged Wiz. I was like, "Dude, I just watched like half of the last Rumble, thinking I watched this one. Watched this Rumble, and what do I see? Bad Bunny again." And I was completely confused of what was going on.
they
So
honestly gave away that he was going to be in the Rumble though, because they started talking about all his tour dates on the previous episode of SmackDown, I think, and that was a dead giveaway. Oh yeah, Bad Bunny's with WWE again.
yeah, so
But
what I was saying, Fortnite is starting this whole trend of crossovers between different brands crossing over with this brand. Balenciaga and Fortnite, Balenciaga and The Simpsons. You know, everybody's just mixing their brands into this giant mega universe. And what does Disney love most? A cinematic universe like Marvel, Star Wars. I'm telling you, dude, conspiracy theory. It's all connected.
so next year's WrestleMania, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck. Next year's WrestleMania after that, Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader.
Oh man. Oh, we're going to that one. You know how much of a Star Wars fan I am.
So let's get back on. Speaking of the Royal Rumble, I was sad to watch. I mean, it was entertaining, but it was sad too. Like the women's Royal Rumble, all the legends that came back, they humiliated every single one of them except for Mickey James. But they humiliated every single one of them. They were in the Rumble for what, 2 seconds each? Like
Pretty much.
Melina, they even took the camera off her after she got eliminated. Like that was a big insult.
Yeah, I mean, they did all of those poor women like the cream of the crop those ladies were, and it was just like, "Oh, hi, I'm here for my what 30, 45 seconds." Poor
Yeah.
Ivory. They did poor Ivory wrong, and the fact that Mickey James, they've already done Mickey James so wrong that it'd be a very bad mistake to cross her again, I think.
It was amazing they let her bring out the Impact title though and use her Impact entrance.
Oh
Like I
yeah,
actually remember I told you they were going to do that, but you didn't believe me.
I really did not think that would ever happen,
Yeah.
uh,
Uh,
but yet it did.
I mean,
Crazier things happen in wrestling.
yeah. I mean, the craziest thing was when AEW actually let CM Punk come out to poke a personality.
Yeah,
But the story behind that was, the Living Color is apparently really good friends with CM Punk. So
oh, so
that's
they can revoke access to WWE.
yeah.
Gotcha.
That's what I heard at least. I'm not sure if it's 100% true. But that's what I heard.
Hashtag not a lawyer.
And so let's get back on track. So Lana wanted to go to the Royal Rumble, or not, she WWE wanted Lana for the Royal. She said no. WWE wanted Peyton Royce and Billy Kay for the Royal Rumble. They said no. Um, so WWE wanted all these people they fired to come back for the Royal Rumble. They all said no, which honestly is good for them. Because you fired me, why am I gonna come for you? Like, and then the WrestleMania sign, when Ronda Rousey's pyro went off, it got caught fire. They had to evacuate the people in that section.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then Mustafa Ali, that's what I was going to say when you started, when you remembered what you were going to say. The Mustafa Ali, he asked for his WWE release. They won't give it to him. They wanted him in the Rumble. He said, no, I want my release. They still won't give it to him. But most likely we're not going to see Mustafa Ali back on the team because he's trying so hard to get fired. It's Mustafa Ali. He's alright. but he could probably be utilized somewhere else really good. But that one new guy, Mansoor, him and Mustafa Ali look like twins. Yeah, you know,
Mansoor, is
Conan.
that the guy that hasn't debuted yet?
No, Mansoor debuted, but he was mainly on Saudi Arabia shows.
Oh,
Every
okay.
time a Saudi Arabia show was, he was there. And they finally signed him after the last one they had, or two Saudi Arabia shows. But they haven't utilized him. Like, I mean, what a shocker. They signed somebody in. Uh, the only people they utilize right is somebody that's been in the gym for like every day, or you know, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, John Cena.
I
But
mean,
no, the guy you think what was that?
oh no, I didn't know. I go on. I'm sorry.
The guy you're thinking of that hasn't debuted yet is Veer Mahan.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's still coming. He's still coming.
It's still
They keep
coming.
advertising. He's still coming. But they're actually doing that as a joke now because they know the fans are like, yeah, making jokes about it. So they're doing it. They're doing it because the fans like it. Um, but you've seen the latest Veer Mahan video. You can see that he's sad. Like, you know, he wants to debut. Like they separate. He was with Jinder Mahal and Shaky or whatever, Shanky, whatever the hell his name
Right.
is. And when they did the draft, they drafted Jinder Mahal and Shanky to SmackDown and kept Veer Mahan on Raw. And ever since that October, he's coming.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then they just scrapped the plans, just like with Elias. He was supposed to be coming back as a new character. They scrapped that. Like apparently this Alexa Bliss thing I actually saw recently on the wrestling news. They might be scrapping that too. The fact
they
that Alexa
just
Bliss might be
cannot
coming back.
figure out what to do with that girl.
Yeah. If they scrap Alexa Bliss, they're fucking retarded. Like Alexa Bliss is one of the best things they have.
I mean, her character's not that hard to figure out. You know,
Yeah,
she's the Harley Quinn character. That's it. That's her thing. Everybody loves her for it. That's it.
and
It don't need to be anything else other than that.
they're trying to make Liz Morgan that. It seems like a little bit,
Yeah, yeah.
but she's more like a Chucky thing now. She's more like doing a Chucky gimmick, but Alexa Bliss is the only one that could pull it off because Alexa Bliss likes it. Like Alexa Bliss likes that gimmick. Like you could tell when you see her like laughing and all that, she really enjoys it.
Oh yeah,
But I
yeah.
mean,
She's having the time of her life doing that.
yeah, I mean, even if without that gimmick, her old gimmick was awesome too. Like the 5 Feet of Fury, the Guidance, and even the gimmick before that, like that gimmick they have given her, she has perfected in my opinion.
I mean,
And
they had WWE had the perfect thing. They had Bray Wyatt and her together. You know, the creepy guy, creepy crazy girl. It was perfect. How do you screw that up? Yet they did.
yeah, I can't believe they fired Bray Wyatt, but I understand it at the same time because they were paying him to stay at home, basically, because he took time off, which makes sense. He took time off because he was really close to Brody Lee, and when Brody Lee died, he took it to heart, and he took off because it messed up his mind a little bit. But I mean, WWE fired him because they gave him some time off, but I think actually they fired him when he was supposed to come back.
Oh,
But
so you sit there and you do all of your morning and stuff like that, and then get ready to go to work. Oh, by the way, you don't work here anymore. That's nice.
yeah, I think he was actually about to come back. I think a week later it was. But I mean, good for him. Like him getting fired from WWE is probably the best thing that ever happened to him because now he's got a movie that he's working on, and we all know he's already signing AEW. Like, I mean, it hasn't been said, but I saw somewhere that Tony Khan has signed Bray Wyatt, I believe he's either gonna come in and take over as a leader of Dark Order and make that good, or he's gonna join Aleister Black and Brody King, Malachi Black. I'm sorry, Malachi Black and Brody King, House of Black, because when they announce when Malachi Black and Brody King come out, they say representing the House of Black. They don't say this is the House of Black. So that means, and their tag team name is the King of the Black Throne, I think. So the fact that they say representing the House of Black means that there's more members coming. So
All right, so we're
they
gonna
have
have a whole dark ministry type stable.
yeah. I, they're doing awesome. Brody King, I don't know if you know a lot about him, but that was the first time I've actually seen him or heard of him, and I'm very impressed. Like I actually watched something that the New Japan Pro Wrestling, which we'll be talking about, that episode that he was in, the match he did on there, it was awesome. Like I was impressed. So yeah, I'm interested to see who comes. I'm interested when they say that Jeff Hardy's debut this Wednesday. I highly doubt that because Jeff Hardy's non-compete clause doesn't expire for another 30 days. But when he does debut, I think that him and Matt are going to get back together. As Matt said, that he wants to make an extreme change. So that's hinting that he's going to go back to Jeff Hardy. But another thing, Conan is going to be starting a new Lucha Libre company in the United States. You got anything else to say on that subject, though?
No, Lucha Libre. I don't follow too much of it myself. I used to watch the Lucha Underground on Netflix, but they only had like one or two seasons of that, so I'm not too familiar with current Lucha Libre at all. Like I know the old school stuff from ECW and GZW and stuff like that, but
Check out MLW on YouTube.
MLW.
I think that's the same. Yeah, I think that's the same guy. MLW. I think it's the same guy that was in that company, the Lucha Underground, that owns the MLW. Which MLW is actually in a lawsuit with WWE right now. MLW sued WWE because WWE is trying to prevent them from doing something, getting sponsored or something. But and they're trying to steal their WWE's trying to steal their talent.
Oh
So they sued
boy,
them.
WWE
But,
wouldn't do that.
and LA Knight after WrestleMania, which you know this. I've been a big fan of LA Knight. Eli Drake, I've been a big fan of him back on CNA days. I always wanted it, but he's supposed to make the main roster after WrestleMania. But they hired him at the wrong time in life. They should have hired him when Chris Jericho was there so they could have the stupid idiot versus dummy rock.
Oh man, that would be the most greatest thing in the world. Like
Yeah,
that me and
I
Wish
could,
used to be roommates. So back then, like it was our thing. Just and we were also managers at a certain box chain store that shall not be mentioned. And we just would just run around the store all day. Dummy.
yeah. And that'd be great. You have that the dummy button. Dummy, yeah.
Dummy.
And what if they put the yeah? What if they put the dummy yeah button and then a stupid idiot button? Christian and Eli Drake is just going dummy yeah, stupid idiot, dummy yeah, stupid idiot. That'd be gold right there. They fuck up Eli Drake. Honestly, I hope WWE ruins him and fires him. Not not in a bad way though. I hope they screw up so that AEW can have. They had the Chris Jericho, Eli Drake in AEW. I hope so one day. Or if Chris Jericho goes back to WWE, which I highly doubt, because Chris Jericho, he was nothing in WWE, honestly. I mean, he did everything, but they weren't using him properly. And in AEW, he has an open mind. Like he can do whatever he wants. If he says he wants to do this, all he has to do is tell Tony Khan, "Hey, I think this is a good idea." He can do it.
I love wrestlers like that. They could just laugh at the situation and be able to laugh at themselves and just joke around and have a good time. And
Yeah,
he obviously does that in his character. Like you could tell that he's having the time of his life when he's doing a promo. Like
I
it's
remember.
obvious. Yeah.
I remember when I saw him on TNA, I'm like, you gotta check this guy out. Like, I've been a fan of him since day one. Since I've seen him, since I heard of him, I was like, yeah, that's my guy. Like, that's it's not my favorite, but I've always been a fan. I always thought back when I actually WWE was the only thing that was really good, and I mean TNA was good, and they brought Hulk Hogan and Bischoff, and that screwed that. But WWE was a thing, and I'm like, I want to see that guy in WWE one day. He's the best, and I want to see him in Jericho. Like I've been saying that for a long time. I hope one day that happens. It's a dream match of mine, probably other people's too. But so anything else you got on that?
No man. No, I ain't got nothing.
So, well, two more things on the news, and then we'll get on the results, and then start wrapping it up because we gotten deep into this. Actually, longer than we expected, I think. But
We're at 52.
yeah, that was all right. So that was supposed to be the end, but we gotta keep going. We got more to go. So Jeff Hardy, as you know, WWE fired him because they thought he was on drugs because he walked out on House of Pain. 6-man tag. But WWE, when this drug test came back clean, he was clean. They tried to offer him a spot back in WWE, and they offered him a spot in the Hall of Fame. They offered him to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, and he turned it down, which is awesome because honestly, I think WWE shouldn't have fired him. What they should have did, suspended when they get the drug test back. That's when they made their decision. How somebody that's walking around taking selfies with fans and paying attention to fans on drugs?
Yeah, I completely agree. I know that we've talked about it before, and I've said that I don't blame WWE. You know, the dude's burnt the bridge how many times? Like as a boss, if I've got an employee that's working for me who's I just can't count on him. He's always coming in drunk. Okay, I let it slide once, twice. You can't continue to do it. They should have taken him out of play, not let him wrestle again, suspended him until a drug test could determine what was actually going on. They were wrong in the way they did it, even
Mm.
though they were justified, but they just didn't handle it correctly, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big Jeff Hardy fan. Even like I'm a fan of his music and I'm a fan of his wrestling, and I've never given up being a fan of Jeff Hardy, even when he did show up to what was that? That one match against Sting. I forget what the pay per view was now, but it was big, and that match against Sting that he showed up and was all drugged out, and they had to change the way it ended. But I didn't give up. I was like, you know, he'll overcome it. But,
And and you really did not lose faith in him, because we've known each other for a very long time.
yeah,
What, almost 10 years now.
yeah,
Yeah, so a very long time, a very long time in wrestling, where things are constantly changing on a daily basis. You know, it was just completely different back then.
yeah. And that was crazy. And I never thought I'd see Jeff Hardy in WWE again, but when he did, I was excited. And yeah, he got a couple DUIs, but he never did drugs again. After that incident at TNA, he never did drugs again, to my knowledge.
And I
But
used to tell you all the time. I used to come and they'd be like, he's been arrested again. I was like, I told you so. I told you so. I knew
yeah,
it. I knew it. I called it.
but then you got Jimmy Uso gets a DUI. They let it slide. You Jeff Hardy, okay, yeah, you're suspended, you're fired, whatever. You Jimmy Uso, all right, you can come back next week.
Well, Jimmy Uso turned into Jeff Hardy for a little bit. Didn't he get like 3 back-to-back like DUIs?
Yeah, but WWE let it go basically, and um, they joked about it on TV. Like they made a joke, said it was Roman Reigns. Like Roman Reigns said, "Oh yeah, I was in jail last week," when it was really Jimmy Uso. But that's the thing. Like if WWE has anybody to blame for making Jeff Hardy hate WWE, it's themselves because they broadcasted his problem on television when they had the whole segment between him and Sheamus, and Sheamus was making fun of him for all his past demons. Like it was ridiculous. Like honestly, I don't blame Jeff Hardy for being fed up with WWE. Like he knew that was his time in WWE. On his way out, if you watch the video, he shook Xavier Woods' hands and said, he shook Xavier Woods' hand on his way out. Probably saying, "Hope to see you in AEW."
The next time I'm in the G4 broadcast and Xavier Woods is on, next time they're streaming on Twitch, I'll put in the question to Xavier Woods to see if he answers it, to see what was said on the way out.
I think Xavier Woods would answer because Xavier Woods seems like a people person. Like, that's my opinion. I could be wrong, but he seems like a people person. Like, he seems like he's more about his fans than anything.
Yeah, he is. Like, I started watching him uh, mostly from the YouTube page, the Up Down Down YouTube page, and
Yeah,
and then watching his content from there. Then I found out he was going to be on G4. I'm an old G4 geek, and he's on there, and you actually see him interacting with just regular people, and he's the nicest guy, like the coolest guy. He'll do pretty much anything for his fan, and he is quite possibly one of the most hardworking guys in the wrestling business. Xavier Woods is always doing something.
I like when I see his supercard videos that he was doing for a little bit, but I can't find his actual profile on supercard. I don't know if it's just a joke profile or what, but like when I saw him playing WWE Supercard on the video, I was like, what?
Yeah, he's probably got one of the fake accounts that have like all the cool cards.
Yeah. Another thing, this is all ass news, the results and stuff. But AJ Styles, it's been said today, he wants to go to NXT. He wants to work in NXT so he can help make the new talent in NXT. He wants to prepare them for WWE so that they don't get fired. So AJ Styles is a great guy. Like, like you said, he's on his way out. He's on his last time in wrestling, I think. And he said when he's done wrestling, when he doesn't want to wrestle no more, like his last years, he wants to push new guys. Like he wants to help build the new talent so that they don't fit. Which I
I
think is awesome.
I got mad respect. First off, I gotta say, I don't like AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Um, I do not like him. I do not like him at all. But I have mad respect for guys like him that
Yeah, he tried
dude.
to put over Omos, but we all saw how
Oh,
that came out.
well, yeah. That's you got to pick and choose your battles, you know. But I've got mad respect for him to want to go and do what like Ric Flair did, just go and make the young guys look good, put them over, as long as you don't
Yeah,
continue to keep doing it for as long as Ric Flair did. Maybe cut it like 10 years short of where he stopped, and then we'll
yeah.
go from there.
Seeing somebody beat up an old guy ain't really a surprise.
Yeah, you're gonna have the AARP coming after you for like elderly abuse.
Yeah, like he was like what 70 years old when his last wrestling match.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean he's great. You gotta respect the nature, but then the thing happened. Then the thing happened with the whole what's that the
Oh, the
health ride, the
plane.
airplane thing.
Yes, the airplane ride from hell.
Yeah, where he got banned from wrestling. Uh, you
Who
know,
doesn't
Tommy
walk
Dreamer
around?
got
Who doesn't walk around doing dick helicopters on airplanes in front of
yeah, but
stewardesses or flight attendants? Oh, I'm gonna be
can't believe
canceled.
they.
Don't
I
cancel me.
can't believe they did. I can't believe they did him so wrong. Like they took him out of the thing WWE introduction. Now they obviously forgave him because they have him in WWE video games, WWE 2K22. He's a playable character, and as far as I know, I'm pretty sure I saw he's a playable character. And the commercial with the car show, I've seen it on NXT that they supposedly deleted all of them. Uh, then Tommy Dreamer, they took him off Impact TV because of his comments. He still
Yeah,
works backstage though.
Tommy Dreamer got the worst out of that. Like I feel
Yeah,
like out of
yeah, it's,
everybody that looked like shit, Tommy Dreamer just somehow just got the brunt of it. Just like I don't think that was fair to him.
yeah, it
I
wasn't.
really don't, because I mean he was right. It was a different time back then. I
Yeah,
mean, you're making a statement. It's fact. It's history. Yes, it was a different time back then.
can't make
Anyway,
statements now. There's no more freedom of speech.
and that was our first and last episode. Good night.
But yeah, probably. Uh, if you don't see us again, you know why. But I mean, let's get on to the results. Or is there anything you want to talk about?
Result wise, no. You've got an extensive list that I know.
I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about, like news wise, before we move on?
Nope, not this week.
All right, so here we go. WWE Raw, which is January 31st, 2022, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on USA. So Brock Lesnar came out to start it out during, or no, Lashley came out where Brock Lesnar interrupted him and announced that he's going to face Roman Reigns. But once his rematch against Lashley for the WWE Championship, and he wanted to do it tonight so they could do a title because he was going to win the WWE Championship in his own words, and then do a title with his title. And MVP said no. MVP said Lashley doesn't accept. But then, what's that guy named? The guy, the general manager or whatever he is, he said there will be Elimination Chamber. Lesnar's in the Elimination Chamber. So, and then we already discussed our opinions on that, so we can go on. Rhea Ripley versus Nikki ASH, almost a superhero. That match I'm getting tired of, honestly. They do the same match every week. I hope they stop. I like Rhea Ripley. I like Nikki Cross. I like Nikki Ash. Um, I wish they'd make her Nikki Cross again. Rhea Ripley won that pinfall. I rated that match 1 out of 5. I'm pretty sure you probably had the same opinion on that match needs to stop happening.
Yeah, I love me some Nikki Ash. I really do. I love her to death. I liked her crazy Australian thing that she was doing with that was Alexa Bliss at the time.
Yeah,
Um,
that was the best.
yeah, that was great. Um, okay, Bailey's kind of moved on from being the kids role model, so
Yeah,
we have Nikki Ash now to fill that void. And okay, it's a cute gimmick, you know.
I'll know more.
Okay, but
She,
it's been done by the Hurricane. You know, it's nothing new. Okay, it's a girl now.
I guess you didn't know she turned heel, huh?
Who, Nikki Ash?
Yeah, she's a heel now. She's still
Oh,
Nikki Ash, but she's a heel. So she's
oh,
not
okay.
good for the kids no more.
Oh, okay. Well, I actually might be into that then.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley is the face of this rivalry.
Oh,
But as Nikki Ash said, superheroes don't need friends, and but they're ruining her. Honestly, I think that's this part. Riddle against Chad Gable, which Randy Orton was not there. Manny speculates because he was said some things about the whole Shane McMahon thing. But the scooter race, that's stupid. They did 5 laps around and they had an end in the arena. I hated it. I'm glad they didn't do it all in one segment, but it took all night and it was stupid. At the end, Gable fell over, so it looked like Riddle was gonna win. But then Otis came and boom, knocked out Riddle and Gable won. So that was honestly a waste of time, which WWE does a lot. The Miz versus Dominic Mysterio. Miz won via pinfall, 1 out of 5 for that. Elimination Chamber, WWE qualifying match. Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory, which just goes back to Vince McMahon's gonna rig it for Austin Theory. Austin Theory beat Kevin Owens to qualify for the Elimination Chamber, which honestly before that it was funny. I don't know if you watched Raw, but Kevin Owens was telling Seth Rollins that he had to give up his spot and give Kevin Owens an automatic spot. Kevin Owens jealous of Seth Rollins for getting an automatic spot. And he's like, if it was the other way around, we're best friends. If it was the other way around, I'd give up my spot so you had your spot. It was great. And this looks like they're gonna start doing a single run for Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. So I see the Street Profits possibly breaking up in the future. So Angelo Dawkins versus Dolph Ziggler. Dawkins won by pinfall. It's 2 out of 5. This Raw is here. It's still coming, by the way. Um, then another elimination qualifying match. Riddle versus Otis. Riddle won via pinfall, 2 out of 5. The Bianca Belair versus Carmella. Belair won via pinfall, 1 out of 5. WWE Championship, another elimination qualifier. AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio. Now this was an awesome match. It's best match of the night. AJ Styles won by pinfall. I rated that match 4 out of 5. And then I believe this was the end. Yeah, Ronda Rousey came out and talked about who she might face, and Becky Lynch came out and they blah blah blah, and Ronda Rousey flipped her over, put her in an armbar type, and said they would get their answer on Friday. So then Lita came out. This is probably the best part. Lita came out and Lita wants to face Becky Lynch at the Elimination Chamber for the Raw Women's Championship, which Becky Lynch originally turned down. She said no, and Lita said, "I thought you didn't back down from any challenger." And basically played mind games with Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch eventually said yes. So Becky Lynch versus Lita at the Elimination Chamber.
it should
I
be a
know
good
you'll
match.
probably
I
like that
can.
because
Oh, I will. I will like that one.
the only thing's gonna suck is Elimination Chamber is Saudi Arabia, which means
Womp womp.
yeah, they gotta uh, not that it bothers me, but they gotta wear long sleeve shirts, pants, I think, They gotta cover their whole body.
Oh,
So
boo. That's the best part of wrestling.
there's a women's elimination chamber that was announced today, but I didn't really get the full details on that. I'll have that next week. I'll have all the details next week for everything. I'll have the updated card for elimination chamber, and same night, Impact's doing a pay-per-view. Impact No Surrender. So I'll have a card for that as well. Updated card. Honestly, no, they're different times. Elimination Chamber is during the day because it's in Saudi Arabia. But Impact, No Surrender, I'm definitely watching that. I believe it's on Impact Plus, which I have. So I'll be watching it.
So for us, it'll be like a 9 a.m. 9 a.m. start time.
For WWE?
Yeah, I can't remember what time it started last time. It was early in the day. 12?
I think noon. Is it 12 or 11? I won't be awake. Then Goldberg versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal Championship.
We already know what's going to happen there. Yeah.
But it's nice. Goldberg, they should let him stay retired. I like Goldberg, but I like Goldberg in his prime.
Well, sometimes they don't quite, think about their actions, like letting a 70-year-old guy, bash his head on a steel door and walk out to the ring with a coma. At his age, that's probably not the best idea, but hey, at least they finally stopped him from doing that.
They should have learned, though, when they had that Undertaker versus Goldberg match. They should have learned from that he shouldn't be in the ring that much no more. Because that match, we all thought it was going to be great, but it wasn't.
Oh, and I don't think that they're done beating the Undertaker horse to death. I'm sure he'll be back one or two more times for a surprise WrestleMania match.
Nah, he's a backstage producer now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he's coming back. As if he does come back, he's going to come back as the Biker Taker. Because I don't think he wants to do the other Undertaker no more, like the main Undertaker we know. I don't think he wants to do that no more because I don't think he has it in him. He has it in him. He has a lot in him, but I don't think he wants to. I think he wants to do the Undertaker, the biker, because when you see him in photos now, he's wearing his biker outfit and all that. This one, I don't know, so many people are interested. AEW Dark Elevations. This is episode 48, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. Now, these matches mostly are jobbers, but there's some semi-entertaining because sometimes you see people from other promotions that you wouldn't expect to see in there. Like, they're giving them some spotlight a little bit. So, Lance Archer, anytime Lance Archer is in a match, you know it's going to be a squash match. I like Lance Archer, but they're kind of doing what WWE did with the Big Show. They don't know whether he's a babyface or a heel. Like, one week he's a babyface, the next week he's a heel.
Yeah, I loved the Big Show, again, being a big guy, and then, my name is Joe, so I love walking around saying, doing what? Well, it's the Big Joe.
Hey, no more BS.
Oh.
That's Big Show. Paul White's where the shirt says no more BS. But, and Mark Henry on commentary, oh my God. That's the only thing I don't like about this dark stuff is that Mark Henry's on commentary. He does not belong on commentary. But sometimes it's funny what he says. Like, somebody, I forget what happened, a fan attacked somebody, and you just heard Mark Henry say, oh shit. But he has some funny comments. Yeah. So Dark Elevations, Lance Archer beat Chase Oliver was his name. Via pinfall. And the only reason we know his name is because said his name. They didn't say his name on nameplate or anything. Like they just Lance Archer versus Jobber. Basically, that's how we knew until somebody finally said his name on the announce team. That match was a 1 out of 5. Brandy Rhodes with Helen King. Brandy Rhodes won via pinfall, 2.5 out of 5. Jay Lethal, which I think was a great signing for AEW, but I hope they do more with him. And versus Cassie Carrington. Lethal won via pinfall. That match was a 2 out of 5. Nikki Victory versus Anna Jay. Anna Jay won via submission. That was a 1 out of 5. Dante Martin, Lee Moriarty, and Matt Sydal against QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, and Nick Camarado, also known as The Factory. Dante Martin won for his team via pinfall. That match was a 4 out of 5. I was surprised. It was a dark episode. Sorry if I say these names wrong. Jocelyn Navarro and Megan Myers versus Thunder Rosa and Ruby Soho, which they're doing a good job as a tag team. Thunder Rosa and Ruby Soho won via pinfall, 2 out of 5. And Penta El Zero Miedo versus Serpentico. Penta El Zero Miedo won via pinfall, 4 out of 5. All right, what you got any thoughts on that episode?
Nope. You can move on to the next one.
All right, so this was AEW Dark, February 1st, 2022. And Anthony Ogogo versus Marcus Cross. Anthony Ogogo won via KO. That was a 1 out of 5. Angelica Risk versus Penelope Ford. Oh, okay, never mind. Penelope Ford won via submission. That was a 2 out of 5. Yeah, Penelope Ford, definitely worth watching. QT Marshall versus Toa Liana, something like that. QT Marshall won via pinfall, 2.5 out of 5. Ish and Kid Bandit versus 2.0. 2.0 won via pinfall, 1 out of 5. Lance Archer versus Jordan Costa. Lance Archer won via pinfall, 1.5 out of 5. Arena Shafir versus Rekka Tahaka. Shafir won via submission, 2.5 out of 5. Cameron Stewart and Dante Casanova versus Nick Camarado and Aaron Solo. The Factory won via pinfall, 1 out of 5. Tony Nese versus Zach Clayton. Tony Nese won via pinfall, 3 out of 5. And then Kiera Hogan. Kiera Hogan's in a lot of promotions right now. From what I see. Like, I see her all over the place. Kiera Hogan versus Maserati. Kiera Hogan won via pinfall, 1 out of 5. Allen 5 Angels and number 10 versus Ari Daivari. And Invictus Cos. Dark Order won via submission, 3 out of 5. Dante Martin and Matt Sydal versus Bear Country. Dante Martin and Matt Sydal won via pinfall, 3 out of 5. Oh, yeah. Bear Country. I don't know if you know who that is, but they're big guys. Seeing them little guys beat them was kind of a shock.
Yeah.
But that's a good match. The Bear Country should have won. They would have squashed them, honestly. Then the last match of that, Joey Janelli versus Lee Moriarty. Lee Moriarty won via submission, 3.5 out of 5. Any opinions on that show?
No. Jade Cargill, love her to death. She's, like you said, she is everywhere. She's like Mickey James. Every single promotion, every time. If you're going through Twitter, you're going through Instagram, every single promotion, yeah.
You said the wrong name.
Oh, what'd I say?
You said Jade Cargill. It was Kiera.
Oh. Yeah, I like Jade Cargill too, and Kiera Hogan. I'm sorry for that mess up.
Speaking of, she's just like Mickey James. Her and Mickey James are actually in somewhat of a rivalry in NWA. So, Kiera Hogan and Mickey James, which is funny because in Impact, Tasha Steelz was Kiera Hogan's tag team partner. and Tasha Steelz is in a rivalry with Mickey James. So they're both in different companies, but they're in a rivalry with the same person.
Hmm.
All right. Anything else you want to say?
No, man. Next show.
All right. So here we go. NXT. NXT ain't that great no more, as you know. Imperium, Don Flair, which stupid they changed his name. Should be Walter. Versus Diamond Mine. Imperium won via pinfall, 4 out of 5. That was a good match. Like the Imperium's one of the only good things they got going right now. Cora Jade versus Raquel Gonzalez, which if you didn't know, Raquel Gonzalez is Braun Strowman's girlfriend. Raquel Gonzalez won via pinfall, 2 out of. She might be his wife, but I think it's his girlfriend. Saray versus Kayla Inley. Saray won via pinfall, 3 out of 5. LA Knight versus Joe Gacy. It's honestly LA Knight should have won this, but Joe Gacy won via pinfall after Grayson Waller interferes. I think he attacked LA Knight because they're doing a rivalry. So that was a 3 out of 5. But Joe Gacy, apparently Vince McMahon is high on. So I hate their gimmick. Him and whatever that guy's name is that's with him. Like, it's just crazy. The guy just sits there. It kind of looks like Brock Lesnar, but I don't like the gimmick they're doing. Wendy Chu, which she comes out in pajamas, basically. And she has her gimmick is she just woke up out of bed and she's going to wrestling and then she's going back to bed.
Oh.
Her versus Amari Miller. Wendy Chu won via pinfall. That was a 1 out of 5. Andre Chase versus Draco Anthony. Andre Chase won via pinfall, 2 out of 5. Ron Breaker was Rick Steiner's son. But Ron
What?
Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa, Elgato del Fantasma. Ciampa and Braun Breaker won, which is awesome because if you know, Braun Breaker actually took the title from Tommaso Ciampa. That match was 4 out of 5. That was a great match. What's your thoughts on that?
I really don't mess with NXT anymore, man. There's nobody in there for me anymore.
Braun Breaker?
No, I was never big on the Steiners.
Yeah, but he's good. You know, Rick Steiner actually came out and celebrated with him. Not on the show, but after the show.
Oh,
All right, so
really?
anything else for? Yeah.
No, man. Go on to the next show.
All right, here we go. AEW Dynamite. Now on TBS, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, February 2nd, 2022. Jon Moxley versus Wheeler Yuta, which was originally supposed to be Jon Moxley versus Brian Kendrick. We discussed that earlier. So Jon Moxley kicked his ass and won via pinfall, 4 out of 5. I was disappointed not to see Brian Kendrick because they advertised. And then next match, Knights of the Black Throne, which is the House of Black, representing the House of Black. Malachi Black and Brody King versus Penta El Zero Miata and Pac. Knights of the Black Throne, pinfall, 4 out of 5. Which, if you haven't been watching AEW, Pac is acting like a blind man, pretty much. But when he gets in the ring, you can see all of a sudden, like not see, but he knows what he's doing. But he's acting like a blind man because Malachi Black's spit mist in his eyes. So it's a pretty interesting storyline. Definitely check it out. And Nyla Rose versus Ruby Soho. Nyla Rose won via pinfall, 3 out of 5. MJF versus CM Punk. This match was actually restarted at the first time. MJF won by chokeout, but he was using a wire to choke out CM Punk, which the ref eventually saw. So the ref saw the tape, and the match was restarted. MJF won again via pinfall because Wardlow Oh, sorry, I was kind of misunderstanding what I wrote. But Wardlow passed him the ring that he used, whatever that championship was, the little tournament, and MJF used it to knock out Punk. Match was 5 out of 5 altogether. That was the end of that show. It was probably the least matches I ever saw on Dynamite. But what's your thoughts on that show?
Um, nah, I don't have anything. Get on to the next show.
NWA Power. And I watch it. I like it. It's a little bit better now. The fans are there. 30 Sexy Boys, which is Fandango and JTG versus the Ill Begotten. 30 Sexy Boys won by pinfall, 2.5 out of 5. That match. Sal Renaro versus Scion in a no DQ. Scion won by tap out, I guess, or give up. So yeah, he gave up, and it was the same thing pretty much. But Scion put the hammer in his eye. That match was 2 out of 5. And NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Trevor Murdoch, which is the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, defended against Mike Knox. And Trevor Murdoch retained it by pinfall, 3.5 out of 5 for that.
Yeah, so the NWA's been making a pretty big resurgence. They've got a pretty nice roster now. Like they really came back from the dead and are. I mean, they've got themselves a pretty strong roster, a pretty strong company now.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, I'm surprised because Billy Corgan's running it. And Billy Corgan's the original one that sold the TNA library. I forget what part of the years it was. Billy Corgan sold the TNA library to Vince McMahon,
Right.
which I wish he would actually put on the Peacock Network, whatever. I wish they would let us watch it because those were the good years, like really
Yeah.
good years.
The only way you can watch it now is on Impact's Twitch page.
You can watch it there because you can't watch it on Impact Plus. They have those years. They're like they weren't alive, pretty much.
No,
Unless it's hiding somewhere.
maybe they got an exclusive something. I don't know how that works, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that I've watched plenty of Twitch like from that time period.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I forget what years. I haven't looked into it. I'll get back to you on that. But certain years aren't there on Impact Plus. So, but yeah, Raven's a part of NWA now, which is pretty awesome. He's on their newest show, which we'll talk about after a few shows. So, Impact Wrestling, February 3rd, Digital Media Championship, which is their newest championship. Jordan Grace is the champion. This is an intergender championship, so any gender can hold this championship. Matt Cardona versus Jordan Grace. Cardona won. He cheated and he used the chair, and he's the new digital media champion. That match was 3 out of 5. Jonah versus Crazy Steve, which Crazy Steve is actually legitimately blind, so it's amazing what he can do in the ring. I'm surprised WWE passed up on him, but Jonah is a big guy. Jonah beat Crazy Steve via pinfall, 2 out of 5. Steve Macklin versus Jonathan Gresham, which Jonathan Gresham is the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. Steve Macklin gets DQ'd, so I don't like a match that ends in a disqualification. So I rated that match 1 out of 5. Josh Alexander versus Vincent, which Vincent is a part of the Ring of Honor No More team, and Josh Alexander won by submission, 4 out of 5. But actually, speaking of Josh Alexander, something funny was said by Brandon Rhodes to his former partner. I forget his name, but Brandon Rhodes said to him, "The only reason we signed you is because we wanted Josh Alexander.
Oh,
They didn't get him."
Burn.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
You know that
Uh,
hurts somebody's feelings.
his name is All Ego Ethan Page. Ethan Page, that's his name. They signed him so they could get Josh Alexander, and Josh Alexander stayed loyal to Impact. And John Skyler versus Bhupinder Gujjar. He is a new guy. Gujjar won by pinfall 2.5 out of 5. Masha Slamovich versus Casey Lennox. Masha Slamovich won, which that was a 1 out of 5. But when they originally did her Vignetti of her debut, I thought it was going to be Ember Moon because they did a similar Vignetti like they did for Ember Moon. But when I saw who it was like, oh wow. I don't even know who it is, but they did the whole like similar to what WWE did when Ember Moon was returning, so to NXT. And then the main event of Impact was Bullet Club, Jay White, Chris Bay, Tama Tonga, and Tanga versus Midman Fulton, Ace Austin, Jake Something, and Mike Bailey, which that team made no sense, honestly. But Bullet Club won via pinfall, 4 out of 5. That's it for that Impact show. You have any thoughts on it?
No. Oh, actually, I do get one question. So Ember Moon, since she was released, do you think she's do you think Ember Moon or was she going by Athena? Do you think she is all elite?
I think soon she's either going to be in AEW or Impact or another promotion because Karrion Kross, he actually signed for another promotion that we don't know about too much of. But I think she's going to sign somewhere soon because her non-complete call is actually recently done, so she's free to sign wherever she wants now.
I can't wait to see her get back in action. I love myself some Ember Moon.
Yeah, I remember when she first came, I was like, "You gonna have a new wife, man. There's gonna be no more."
Oh.
That was when I was single, so I was talking more about that stuff. So, all right, anything else?
No, man. Go on to the next
All
show.
right, this show, okay, this is the one I was talking about. I just found out about it through Fight Network. I found out a lot about shows through Fight Network. I'm gonna be watching a lot more, checking out. I want to see it. I want to watch it. I want to know who's who and everything. So that way, when they debut somewhere like AEW Impact or WWE, I know who they are. So it's called Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling, which Vince Russo actually vouched for. But Vince Russo is where it's not too great, honestly, for his track record. But it's a great show. And called ARW Extreme Takeover Thursday. If you get the chance, check it out. So the first match was for the ARW Rapid Fire Championship. It was the last man standing between JTG and Jason Duggan, which I kind of want to check out more. One week they're probably going to be a superstar of the week. But so Low Key interfered to attack JTG, but this match was awesome. Like there was a lot of weapons, there was tables, there was chairs, everything. Like it was like an ECW type match. It was awesome, and they were 5 out of 5. Great match. So I definitely suggest checking it out. I mean, they don't have that many matches because the second match was their last match, the main event. It was the debut of Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. No, Brian Myers was returning. He was coming back. He hasn't been there for a while. Versus the Awakening, which are the Ascension, formerly from WWE, and versus the Headbangers, which were the ARW Tag Team Champions, and it was for the ARW Tag Team Championship. But I was amazed to see the Headbangers. I thought they didn't wrestle anymore. But so Brian Myers walked out on Cardona, giving him a finger, which we saw they don't really team up anymore. They're still great friends. They do their podcast and everything together. But Brian Myers walked out on Cardona, and the Awakening won because they double teamed Cardona. So the Awakening won by pinfall to become the new ARW Tag Team Champions, and that's a 5-out-of-5 match as well, in my opinion. Any thoughts on that show?
No, man.
Right. Are you not surprised to hear the headbangers?
I mean, it's a name that's been irrelevant for so long. I mean, even when they were a thing, they were only a thing for not very long.
I liked it. The fact that I saw him somewhere else was amazing, in my opinion. All right, so AEW Rampage, February 4th, 2022. That's still on TNT, by the way. 10 p.m. right after SmackDown. So I think they did actually do SmackDown tried to battle with them for a little bit, and AEW won because they extended the show by a half hour or something. But everybody tuned to AEW, and I forget how much they beat them, but they whooped their ass. So, first match of AEW Rampage, Adam Cole, AO versus Evil Uno from Dark Order. Adam Cole won via pinfall, which obviously we all know Adam, like Evil Uno, like he's the current acting leader of Dark Order, it seems. And in fact, they just had him like pretty much job out to Adam Cole. I don't think that was a good idea. That was 2 out of 5. Sammy Garvara versus Isaiah Cassidy. Sammy Garvara won via pinfall. That was a 5-out-of-5 match in my opinion. Mercedes Martinez. Sorry, I keep saying these names wrong. Mercedes Martinez versus Thunder Rosa. Martinez hits Rosa with a pipe. So Martinez cheated, but Thunder Rosa, the ref saw it. Thunder Rosa won via DQ. I don't like the match ending in DQ. It was a great match, but I give it 2 out of 5 just because of it.
You know,
Then the FTW.
I've been following Mercedes Martinez for a very long time. She's been around on the indie circuit for many years. She was in I don't know if it's still a thing, but back when WEW was a thing, that was Women's Extreme Wrestling. She was with that promotion for the longest time. They used to sell DVDs and stuff. I mean, it was a pretty big female promotion. But like, she's been all over the place, and then when she finally made it to WWE, it just seems like nobody knows how to use her, and she is so talented, like ridiculously talented.
Her downfall in WWE was because she botched a move, and then she got injured.
Well, that's all Nia Jax
was
does.
That was the downfall. That was the only reason they took her off TV, I think.
Nia Jax is a walking botch, yet she gets away with it because she's related to The Rock.
Nah, she's been fired. You forgot? Yeah, they finally fired her. Because the only reason they fired her, though, had nothing to do with wrestling. The only reason they fired her is because she refused to get a COVID-19 vaccine.
Oh. I mean, all right.
I think you're speechless right now. It sounds like.
Yeah. Next show, get on with it.
Well, the main event of Rampage, FTW Championship, which I'm sure you know a lot about, because that's Taz's championship that he took from promotion to promotion.
Yes.
Ricky Starks is the FTW Championship champion. He defended against Jay Lethal. Ricky Starks retained via pinfall. I rated that match 5 out of 5. Rampage was a great show this week. All right. Next show was SmackDown. Roman Reigns and the Usos and Heyman started the show off just to talk a lot. Goldberg interrupted, said Roman's his next victim at Elimination Chamber. Same old stuff. Always started Roman Reigns. Boring half hour. Ricochet versus Ridge Holland. Ricochet won via pinfall, 1 out of 5. Then commercial break. Commercial break's over. Ricochet and Cesaro versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland. Sheamus and Ridge Holland won pinfall 1 out of 5. Jimmy Uso versus Eric. Jimmy Uso won 1 out of 5. Aliyah versus Natalia. Aliyah won by count out. Sorry, got herself count out. 1 out of 5. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jinder Mahal. Shinsuke won pinfall 2 out of 5. Big E and Kofi Kingston, which they didn't call the New Day. I don't know why they didn't call the New Day, but they just announced them as Big E and Kofi Kingston versus Los Lotharios. I said New Day. New Day won via pinfall 3 out of 5. Then the end was Ronda Rousey confirmed she was challenging Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. All of that SmackDown was a huge waste of my time to watch. Not even worth talking about, honestly. So next show, MLW, which was what I was saying you should check out too on YouTube. I watched it on Fight TV. The MLW Fusion Alpha, Adrian Quest versus EJ Nduka. EJ Nduka won by pinfall 2 out of 5. Mecha Wolf, which he did a lot of good things, versus Extreme Tiger. Mecha Wolf won by pinfall 3.5 out of 5. Alex Kane, Villana 3 Jr., and Ray Horax versus Octagon Jr., El Hijo del Vikingo, and Laredo Kid. Laredo Kid is in AEW. Octagon Jr., El Hijo del Vikingo, and Laredo Kid won by pinfall. That match was a 5 out of 5. Very good match. Fast pace, very good. Any thoughts on that?
No, I haven't seen it yet, so.
You should check it out this week. It's on YouTube, I think, every Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll have to check it out.
So NJPW, The New Beginning, that's their current tour they're doing on Fight Network. This is The New Beginning USA Episode 1, February 5th, 2022. So Yu Imaro versus Brody King, which this is not the first match I've seen Brody King in. This is the first one I've seen him in a singles match, I think, because he's been teaming with Malachi Black. So Brody King won via pinfall, and I rated that match 4.5 out of 5. Very good match. I saw Brody King do a lot of maneuvers I wouldn't expect from him. So, and then match number 2, which apparently these guys keep changing their name, West Coast Wrecking Crew. I didn't really get their. I didn't get their real names, but they were facing Rocky Romero and Leo Rush. As you know, Leo Rush is no longer with AEW, so I guess now he's with NJPW. Rocky Romero and Leo Rush won via submission, 5 out of 5. TJP, which was my superstar of the week, versus Clark Connors. Clark Connors won by pinfall, and that match was a 5 out of 5 as well. They're doing a rivalry over there. Any thoughts on that?
No, man. Go on to the next one.
All right, NWA USA, which is their newest newest show that's on YouTube and Fight Network. This is season 1, episode 5. It's only a 30-minute show, so if you got 30 minutes extra, take a look and watch it. Raven's in it. That's where Raven mostly featured, is on USA. He's not on the regular show. So Darius Lockhart versus Arya Daivari, Junior Heavyweight Championship semifinal match. Darius Lockhart won by pinfall, 3 out of 5. Marche Rocket versus Miguel Ramos. Marche Rocket won via pinfall, 1 out of 5. And then the main event, Junior Heavyweight Championship semifinals match, Austin Aries versus Luke Holt. And Austin Aries won to advance 4 out of 5 on that. And that's the last show. So, your turn to talk about ECW, or do you want to do your superstar of the week first?
Actually, we're at hour and 45 minutes. So we got to cut.
All right, so let's do this day in history. We'll do superstar of the week next week.
No, because I wanted to play a whole clip and do a whole thing. So I think we're gonna have to pick it up again and cut this into segments, man.
So what are we doing?
Well, actually, I should probably stop recording. No, actually, so I can edit. Why don't we do a closer?
So we're not doing the ECW this segment.
No, like we could do more recording tomorrow, but it's already 12:30.
All right. Just put this up, and we'll just do that next week, I guess.
Yeah, we'll talk after I stop. All right, so let's do a closing. You want to go, or do you want me to?
You go, because I was just talking, but you gonna stop the recording so that when you edit, you don't have to delete the middle of it.
Oh, it'll be all right. Just delete the middle of it.
All right. Well, you go ahead and close since I just went over the whole week.
All right, guys. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for today. But trust me, we are going to get some more content to you as soon as we can. Keep your eyes out and ring that bell so you get the reminders, when we do put something up. And come and check out that video and give it a like. Give this video a like. And I will catch you guys later. Check me out on Twitch, Eclectic Whis.
All right. So yeah, we had to cut a couple segments because we've gotten a lot of talking in a short time. So next week we'll be doing the This Day in History and our Superstars of the Week. So apologize for that, but hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope it gave you some educational things on wrestling. And if you got anything for us, let us know. We'll come back to you. Subscribe to the channel for us. If you liked it, let your friends know. And follow us throughout the journey. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day and night, whatever time it is for you. For whislerj and eclectic3cticN3rd, RTP Boozing Wrestle Chat Podcast. Peace out. Gears up.